What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Elizabeth. This is EJ Joyful Plans, and today we are decorating the horizontal layout. I just felt like using that this week just so I'd have more space for writing. Last week, I felt like, what did I use? Oh, I used the fitness layout, and yeah, writing vertically is hard for me. So, and I'm doing more journal type logging how I'm feeling right now than I am doing like bulleted lists and to-dos. So I thought this week I would change it up. This is the undated horizontal planner. Let me show you what it looks like. It looks like this. I love undated planners for this very purpose. If a layout isn't working for me, then I can just pull from an undated. So that is what we were doing. And I love how neutral this is, but of course I'm going to redate it because one thing about the horizontal layout that, I don't know, is kind of a thing for me is the days of the week fall on the left side on both pages. And I don't know if it's just because I'm super type A or like things symmetrical, but in my heart, I feel like these days of the week are supposed to be over here. I don't know. So we're going to move the days of the week, and then I'm going to kind of focus my decor probably down the spine today. The decorative stickers we are using are going to be from the brand new Villains sticker books. I really love the design of these. I am not a Villains fan-ish. I mean, I love Disney, not a huge Villains fan, but the aesthetic of these is just like, it's so sexy with like the colored smoke that I want to play with that. And I thought, what would be really great, what could be more great than, or with Villains smoky sexiness, than the lace stickers in this Live Love Posh sticker book. I just thought something about like the villains with smoke and lace could be a really cool look. So that is what I'm going to do today. It's not really springy. There is some color, but it is going to be a little bit more, I guess, edgy. Is that the right word I want to use? I think so. A little bit more edgy. But the first thing I need to do is take out the days of the week because I most assuredly want to move those. So we're going to take out Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we're going to take out the notes as well. And then I'm trying to be better about not pulling from a million sticker books because it just takes too much time to find the sticker books, and then my desk is a mess after. So these, you know, I'm going to use these. And then this sticker book, in addition to the lace, has a lot of functional stickers. We've got dates, and I think there's days of the week as well. So we are definitely going to use those. I can't remember if, ooh, and we do have May, so that's good. But I can't remember if there were clear dates or days of the week. There's paper. Maybe there aren't, or maybe they're after this. Ooh, or there's these blocks. I think these block days of the week might be the way to go. So I want to first think about how I'm going to lay the lace. In my gut, I'm thinking corners because there are some corner pieces. And yeah, so I think I'm going to go ahead and take out Monday because I will put some lace there. And I'm going to use the block days of the week, the black days of the week, I think, for these. But let's see, there's all kinds of different flavors of lace. And maybe we start with the bold. Start with the bold. I love when sticker books have corner pieces like this, especially when you're wanting to decorate in a rush or you just want to be really efficient with your decorating. These pieces cover up such a great amount of space quickly and instantly make your spread look bomb. So I'm going to go ahead and do this guy as close to the edge as possible. See, already, isn't that like sexy? I think I'm the only one in the planner community that I've heard consistently use the phrase sexy when talking about stickers. I don't know why more people don't. Maybe I have a really liberal definition of sexy. I think anything could be sexy, I guess. All right, we're gonna take the same piece and mirror it down in this corner just to fill things in a little bit. And then, yeah, we're gonna throw in some villains that I think with their smoke will look really cool with the lace. But I wanna get the lace foundation first. And then, you know, I need my bone tool. I did watch a short piece of last week's plan with me, and you for sure in the video can see the difference between pressed down stickers and not. So I'm really glad that my camera seems to be picking that up. And I even noticed there was a part that I hadn't pressed down all the way, and I'm like, no, press it down. I'm like yelling at myself on screen. It's pretty funny. But yeah, it just, I feel like I'm such a broken record and you guys are so tired of hearing me say it, but it just looks so cool already. This is so sexy. Okay. So I don't want it to just be that kind of stuff. So maybe like, I don't want it to be just those corners. So I'm going to grab these little guys and just add a little something, something. Move this out of the way. We're just kind of framing things up a little bit. I need my tweezers, my trusted tweezers. Just so I can see things a bit better. Okay, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but the print on this is different. The print of the lace starts a little bit further in than the line of the sticker. You see that? I want the lace to be a full bleed all the way across the page. So I'm actually going to line this up with the artwork being on the edge. So the excess sticker is going to be, can you guys see that? So I'm just gonna have to cut that off. But I didn't want to start the sticker on the inside because then there would be a clear spot. That's a small detail that you could probably not worry about, but for me, like when I look at pictures of planners and I'm like, wow, that looks really refined and like put together. You might not be able to put your nose or your finger on your nose. You might not be able to put your finger on what exactly makes it look so put together, but it's little details like that, like really making sure that you're going all the way to the edge of the paper. That really does make a difference. So let's grab the other guy and do the same thing. Hopefully you guys can see how I'm doing this. So with this one, the long edge is going across the top. So I'm gonna want the long edge going across the bottom. That really is not going to happen with this shape, but it would happen with this shape. So I'm going to put this one back. I should have paid more attention to that, but sometimes you don't know until you actually see it. Can you guys tell the difference? So now this corner has the long one going along the long side. And again, I'm going to start this sticker at the edge of the page where the print starts, not where the sticker starts. And this is where tweezers and focus come in handy, just like that. And trim this off. I could be done with this spread just like this. Just a little bit of lace around the corners for a journaling spread. Like if you didn't need or you wanted way more writing space. I always say keep your decor to the exterior when you are wanting something super functional. Don't do a bunch of clusters in the middle. Leave the middle open and just add a little something something along the outside. Did I push this guy down? I see some open spots. Okay, so lace is done. I might do a little bit of I like these flowers, and I think these could be cool, kind of bleeding out from underneath the smoke. And I have to figure out how big do I want the villains to be. There's smoke and then there's like splatter. So I got to decide, do I want to go? I don't want to use those. I want to use clear. Oh, and then I might do a quote if they don't take up too much space. So these are the ones I was talking about where I felt like you could have some flowers kind of trailing out from under them. So there are 4, 5, 6, there are 6 villains of this size. I think those are going to be too big. So let's go back over here and find the sheet that has, might be at the very beginning. Now these have silver. These do not. So I'm kind of thinking there are 6 and I could put them kind of in random places, like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 1 here, up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6. I think we can do all 6. So I'm just gonna try it and see what happens, okay? So let's grab, let's start with Hades, okay? We're gonna start with this guy. Now, he might have to be lower. This is going to cause drama, not drama, but what's going to be tricky is the days of the week. Because look, if I put this here, how am I going to put a block that says Tuesday on it? It's going to be kind of tricky. I'm going to lay this down just because I want to see what it'll look like. But I'm not going to press it. Yeah, it's going to be hard to see. It's going to be hard to see. All right, I'm going to lift this guy up. Hope I don't do any damage. I think it would be better actually to start one up here. And then maybe I only have 4 on here. So as far as, if you look at these stickers, the ones on the left have flat edges on the left. The ones on the right have flat edges on the right. So let's put Scar here. I'm going to put him as close to the edge as possible, but I wonder if, I'm not going to push that down. I'm going to set that there. I want to see what it would look like adding some flowers coming out, just to kind of, I don't know, bring the look of the lace together. So what if I just drop that there and then do something like that? I think I want it to stick out a little bit more, but this could be hard. Layering stickers is hard when I know I'm not going to be able to. I'm trying to avoid using undo right now. I'm pretty sure I want the flowers underneath so that they're more of an afterthought. What if we go like that? Like that. I'm okay with that. I don't love that the flowers don't go all the way across, but I think I can live with that. So I'm going to flatten it. I'm going to say yes to the location. Looks like I got some nail polish on there. Awesome. I'll look back on this page and know that I was wearing like a coral color when I did this spread. All right, so we got a little bit of color there. Maybe, yeah, do I put someone down here and just not do them all? I kind of think I'm going to have to not do them all, just for the sake of space. And Ursula's probably one of my favorite villains if I had to pick. But since we're working with some limited space here, so if I put the queen, not evil queen, Maleficent here, let's go ahead and white this out. Again, I'm getting into that tricky point of where am I going to date this? And I don't need to add more flowers because I've got the lace underneath this gal, so I like that. So I'm going to throw her as close to the line as possible. And then I can already see I don't want the gray underneath her, so we're going to try to guesstimate how that's going to work. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. I like that, so I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to have to think creatively about the location for the days of the week. Or I just do, no, I want the days of the week. I was going to say I could just do numbers, but all right, so we've got her coming out from the lace. You guys see like the look we're going for? And honestly, I could probably add more flowers here. Maybe that would make me feel a little bit more, make it look a little bit more connected. Let's go ahead and grab a piece and see, like, could I? Yeah, I think I could. I'm going to go ahead and just cut this and hope it's a straight edge. And while the other flowers are underneath the smoke, I think it's okay if this one goes above. It kind of changes the direction of things. I think that's cool looking. What do you guys think? Oh, I can see a little bit popping out there. All right, so we've got that page. Let's see how we want to do this page. And what colors? So you got two things to decide, right? Like what flat edge and what colors. I think I kind of want to do one here and here. So a left edge and a right edge. And Cruella. Put Cruella here. And then maybe Ursula there. What do we think of that? I definitely want to get, or do we go a little bit lower? Maybe we go lower with Cruella and then put Ursula up there. Let's do that. I'm gonna put Cruella here. I just need to decide, do I add more flowers? I do need to add flowers just to keep it connected with this, but maybe Ursula has flowers and Cruella doesn't. So I'm gonna try to match her up to the lace, and then I can see that her hair is gonna come up to the gray mark. So I'm gonna try to get that blanked out. Well, and of course I dropped my bone. I feel like I've had like weirder fingers lately. Does pregnancy affect like nimbleness or like dexterity? Or am I just blaming everything on the baby? I feel like I'm blaming everything on the baby. If anything is different than it was pre-pregnancy, it's the baby's fault. Ooh, look at her coming out. I kind of wish she was a little bit lower. Can you guys see why I would want her to be a little bit lower? Something about having this white space right above the gray, I don't like. I think having the color be flush with the gray would have finished this maybe square out. It would create more of a 90-degree angle. So I'm pointing that out. I'm not going to do anything about it. Well, let me just see if I can to lift this up. I'm pointing this out just so that you guys can get a sense for like what I'm looking for when I'm, wait a second. Stop it. I'm pushing down while I'm pulling up. Oh, y'all, I was so close. All right, she's going back down. Oh, Elizabeth got a little greedy. So, yeah, sometimes you can't do that. But I wanted to point that out, that it would have been better to put this lower just to fill in that white gap from a design element. But you know what? That's okay. All right, we'll just have to be careful with that. Okay, I'm not gonna, but then, yeah, I mean, it kind of makes me want to fill things in, but I'm not gonna do that because I wanna make sure I have enough florals for, I think Ursula. Yeah, I think we're gonna go with Ursula because life is full of tough choices. So yeah, that's what worked over here, is the flowers kind of filled the line to make it more flush with the gray. You guys see what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? So let's grab some of this and I'm gonna put her a little bit lower. And I'm gonna go like so. And then I want the inky stuff to kind of bleed over the flowers. Okay, and I can see that Ursula's hair is gonna be hitting that gray spot. So we wanna make sure, clear some space for that. And I want a little bit more flower, so let's grab the piece that I cut off from Scar and see if I can, I don't know, make this look like it was a part of it. I don't think so. So I'm gonna take another full one here, and I think I'm gonna just trim off the cluster of 3 flowers and add that. Or when I cut it again, separate. Oop, well, that ripped, so we'll just go with it. Let's put, I'm gonna put these flowers here, and then this one right there, just to fill that in a little bit more. If you're not cutting your stickers, cut your stickers, you guys. Make them fit into, it's like Jenga. You know, Jenga it all together. Ooh, I do feel like we need a, see how this has like a flourished edge? I feel like we need a flourished edge there. So maybe this is where I can add this piece. So I'm using all the stickers. Nice. That worked good. That worked well, I should say. I like it. Okay. So we've got a lot of decorative elements going on, but now we need to take a step back and do some dating. And then I need to decide how I want to add more color. We can look through, there's lots of like ink splotches. Like here's some green for Scar. So what if we added some, did I just have like a squirrel moment? I was about to date it. Actually, let's date first, and then we'll add the appropriate colors near the villains to which those colors belong. So let's go back. I'm gonna move this over and think about how to date this thing. So if they are So we've got squares and circles, and I could vary them. So let's see, what is tomorrow gonna be? Yes, I'm filming this on Sunday. And it's going up, excuse me, it's going up Sunday. So you guys are gonna see this. If you're watching this Sunday, I created this a couple hours ago. So tomorrow is there's a little gnat in here. Tomorrow's going to be the 8th, right? 6, 7, 8, 9th. It's gonna be the 9th. Do I wanna use big dot stickers? And where do I put them? Do I vary them? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Or do I want to like put them in? It's nice that these are black because they'll stand out a little bit more. Hold on, I gotta think about this for a second. The other thought I had was it'd be cool to have the color, like if this is green, have like the green splashing out from the 9. But then it would also work to do that. And maybe I don't do the days of the week. For reference, let's see what the days of the week look like. This book is falling apart. It's kind of disappointing. Okay, so let's grab Monday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday would cover over. Yeah, we kind of have to keep things, but I can't go low there, so I'd have to go low there, low there. This is where things get tricky. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we kind of have to avoid the corners, the upper corners. I just have to decide, do I want them to be... I think we're going to just do days of the week, or excuse me, dates, because it's more important that I know that this is the 9th. Do you know what I mean? But then I would have a nice spot there. But if I do this here, there. See, that would fit. That would fit. That would fit. So then that would be putting that there, that there. That there would be tight. This is tricky. Are you guys yelling at me at your computers or through your phones? I think the piece I'm trying to balance in understanding this is how I can add more color. And my thought was, just for example, like, you know, using the splat to add color. Do you know what I mean? And then if I do this one here, I'm gonna do dun, dun, dun. I think that's what I don't like, is that arrangement. So I think I'm gonna start it. This is so tricky. I'm gonna go with how I want it to look. And if the math, not the math, if it's a little off symmetry wise, I might just have to be okay with it. So let's put the 9 down in the corner. And then I'm gonna put the green splat right next to it. I'm not gonna press it down, I'm just gonna press it down, but let's hold off on that. And then if I add the 10 here, I'm not gonna press it down too hard. The 11, put there. And 12, put down here. I don't know. I don't know if I like this. The other thing is just to keep everything on the outside, which is what I had originally said I would do. Let's see what that looks like. I put, and maybe since we know this 11 is just off the line, they all will have to be just off the line so that it's similar. Do you know what I mean? So it's all matchy-matchy. So that means lifting up the 9 and doing that, and then moving the 12. Yeah, okay, so I just am thinking now, yeah, we're gonna do this, and I'm gonna do some boxes to kind of fill things in. Not sure about where I'm gonna put the splat yet. So I'm gonna set the splat aside, and let's commit to doing all the numbers on the outside. Let's just do it. So 9, 10, 11, 12, and then we're gonna do the same thing where it's slightly off just so everything matches. So that is gonna be a little bit over the gray and just sticking over. Just over the gray and peeking over that line. And just peeking over the line. Okay, so we have the dates done, and they're kind of hidden, but I think that's okay. So the next thing I want to do is figure out how to add more like color, and I think it's going to be with the splats. Oh, this was a notes section, and I know that there is, yeah, there's to-dos, tasks, get it done, goals. What would be a, we just get it done. It's pretty generic. I mean, that could go, if that went there, I could put some splatter around it. Let's see. Maybe this is just black splatter though. So we'll go back in here. See how there's all these like clear splatters? I like it. There's purple, pink, blue. I wonder if there's bigger splatter in the big guy. I think there is, and that would certainly fill in some more space. Yeah, these are a lot bigger. Let's use the splatter from here. And maybe there's, okay, so this has very neutral splatter. Actually, it's kind of like, Ursula's splatter. So maybe we'll just do something like that. Like that. And I like the follow your fire sticker. I might use that just to add a little something. Dare to begin, that's a good one too. Here's some more black splatter. So maybe I can just, I'm gonna cut this. So we have a flat edge, and just throw that right up against the get it done. And then we'll take this piece and put it on the other side. That way we're not wasting any of the splatter. Ooh, I like that. But we need more color. We need more colored splatter. We'll just get that down. So that's the get it done. And I do think we should add a quote. So maybe I'll put a quote here just to fill this in, because that seems to be the biggest spot. Dare to begin, follow your fire, good to be bad. The dare to begin kind of connects the darkness down here. I kind of like that. So now it's positioning. I want to make sure I have enough writing space on both Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm going to try to center this. And do I want to remove the gray line? I think I do. I'm going to go ahead and just bleep that out. And throw that there. Ooh, dare to begin. That's cool. I'm not going to press it down yet. We need more colored splatter, you guys. Okay, so here's the bigger green splatter. And I'm just gonna throw this in random places. Let's get a little splotch up here. And then we have pink. Let's find Maleficent's pink. That's metallic. I'm not really wanting to do metallic, although if that's my only option, that might be my only option. Well, that could look interesting. I just don't like when there's no other metallic. I feel like it could look a little strange. Do a little bit there. And maybe a little bit there. Still need to figure, I guess we can just white this out. And that is very crooked. Hold on. Let's dig off some of that excess correction tape. Okay, so yeah, it's kind of weird with the foil. And I feel like we need a little bit more color. So do I do like pink? And I could just do this over the correction tape just to kind of cover that up. And let's switch to this page. I like that Ursula's splat is more on the purpley side. I think that's really pretty. Let's add some purple up here. And maybe a splat right there. Oh, this is so fun. Maybe a spritz, a spray of purple there. And then Cruella. Cruella doesn't have a lot of space. This one's too big. How about, we could do a little splotch right there just to kind of cover up where that lifted up. And should we do something here? I feel like we need more. We need more up at the top. What do you guys think? I still feel like we need more color. Should we add a little bit more? We could have some red starting to come up that way. Maybe do something that direction. And we could add some more green. Put that there. So remember, I still want to have room for writing. You know what I mean? The days of the week are getting lost, you guys. And we do need to add the month. I do want to do that. So I'm going to go back to the Live, Love, Posh book. And let's grab May. Oh, May is a clear sticker. Don't love that. I don't know how well the May is going to show up, but we will try. I mean, we could just put it in a different spot. Doesn't have to be in the corner. I guess we could just put it here. I feel like it needs some color. Should I add a color bloop? Should be green because it's kind of scar section. But still a lot of green, but might work. I just kind of like throw that down and then put May on top. I don't like it, but I'm not sure I have much of an alternative. So now I can't get May to come off. Come on. There we go. Let me think about this for a second. In the meantime, let's press out all of the splotches that I've laid down, and we'll get a better sense for where we want to add a little bit more color. I just don't want to take up too much space. But I'm loving the lace and splotches. I think the combo is real nice. Real nice. Maybe we need more color down here over that splotch. I'm not a big metallic fan, but I gotta say this pink is really pretty. Can you guys see it okay? I mean, I think it's pretty. It's just not something that I would gravitate towards normally. But I think it's all right. You gotta admit that even if you're not a villains person, these are pretty cool stickers. I love lined art, and I love inky, painty splotches. It's probably my favorite sticker style. Like the Layering Basics book from Amber Plans Her Day that I used last week with the Minnie and Mickey stickers. Oh, love that so much. Okay. I'm gonna add, I feel like we need some, I'm gonna add a splash of color in there. And then I think we should put this on discs to see how it's looking. And we gotta figure out the May situation. The May sticker. Maybe it just kind of tucks in over here. I think it's just gonna have to tuck over there, like it's part of the lace. But let's get some more splotches just to fill in. I feel like this needs a little something, something. And I think we should use Ursula's color because it's not too out there. Do you guys feel like it needs the days of the week? Kind of feel like it needs the days of the week. Something is missing. Now, if you watched the plan with me last week, we're gonna put this on discs. If you watched the plan with me last week, the one, what was it? Oh, it was my monthly, my May monthly. I was not happy with it at the end. And if you look at the picture that I posted on Instagram, it's a little bit different. I added more header type stickers And I added more flowers to the lower section where the really light, like pastel-y quote sticker was, and it helped a lot. So sometimes do keep in mind, let me make sure that we're all kind of squared up. Keep in mind that sometimes I end up with something, this girl didn't get pressed down. I end up with something a little bit different than what I end the video on. Just because like I turn off the camera and then I'm looking at this, I'm like, wait a second, it needs this or it needs that. So just keep that in mind. Like if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me on Instagram and go back and see how, you know, this does kind of morph as we get past filming. Okay. What do you guys think? I think this doesn't match. And that's why we would want the days of the week to kind of like connect it all together. I think we've got a lot of space here. I could add a box, but I like writing in boxes, but I need to have a purpose for the box. And so that's what's always tricky for me when I see like a lot of clusters in pictures on Instagram. I'm like, they're so pretty, but like, do you already know what you're planning on putting in the box? Because if I don't know, I don't want to put it down there. But it looks good. So like I could take a box and just put a box here. And what day of the week? That's a Thursday. And then I could do a box, you know, up here, just to have it mirrored. Do you know what I mean? Ugh, I'm tempted to do it without knowing what's going to go in it, just to kind of fill in space. This is where Elizabeth is caught between like the functionality that I know I need and what I think would look good. So obviously I think a box would look good there, but I have no idea how I'm going to use it. Just being completely honest. I'm going to grab another splat just to have this make a little bit more sense. Do I want it to be, I could just have it be like that. Who knows? I don't know what I'm going to use this box for, but I just feel like something is needed there. And then you can't do something on this side and not mirror it on this side. So I'm going to grab another box and figure out, yeah, maybe it just goes right here. And I don't really want the gray popping out, so we'll take that out and drop that down. I also feel like maybe we should do like a smaller box, just to kind of like a header box. What if we did like a little header box like that? I'm gonna do that, but I went up, maybe I go down. Yeah, let's go down this way. And let's add a little bit. I am so curious what you guys think about boxes. I think everyone likes writing in boxes, but like, do you decorate with boxes and then decide later how you're going to use them? Or do you know how you're going to use them when you lay them? Is it a decorative thing that becomes functional? I'm going to cut a 90-degree angle as close as possible and put this around the header box. It doesn't have to be perfect, but just so I'm not wasting any stickers. Yeah, let me know. Do you go for decorative first and then you figure it out after? That's what I'm curious about. All right. I think I'm still unhappy that there are not days of the week, but I'm going to call it on this spread. I think I'm going to call it. There's still plenty of room for me to write. If there are things that I want to call out to be determined, there's space for those. So there you have it, friends. Here is my catch-all layout in a horizontal for the week of May 9th. This is pretty cool looking. I'm really happy with how it turned out. Still, yeah. There are a couple things I'm like, but otherwise, I really love the lace and ink. I just think it looks cool. So come hang out with me on Instagram. My handle is ejjoyful_plans. It is always a good time. And make sure you take a look at my feed to see if my picture looks any different than what you guys are seeing here. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel and you want to hang out with me again, I do hope that you will subscribe, hit the notification bell. And I think that's it. Until next time, friend, God bless you. God bless you and keep you. Do something creative today, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.